Today, I've got something exciting to dive into. A quick chat about where we're sitting with pick number 22 in the first round of the draft. It's April 3rd, 2025, and the draft buzz is heating up, so I figured it's the perfect time to break this down for you. Specifically, we're talking about Coulson Loveland, the guy who's been the consensus number one pick for us in a lot of circles. But here's the thing, I've noticed that narrative shifting a bit lately, and I think it's worth unpacking. So let's get into it. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. So here's where we're at. Jim Harbaugh, just the other day, was speaking at the owners' meeting, and he had some really interesting things to say about the state of this team. So here's the deal. I genuinely think this roster, as it stands today, is ready to play. Like right now, we've got enough talent across the board to line up and compete. Are we 100% thrilled with every position? Probably not, right? I mean, we could use another tight end, another wide receiver, maybe a defensive lineman, a running back. You name it. There's always room to improve. But my point is, the foundation is solid. Harbaugh was practically gushing over Joe Hortiz and the moves he made this offseason, picking up some fantastic players, and I've got to agree. Hortiz has crushed it. Take Emeka Egbuka, for example. Absolute steal. That guy's a beast, and he's just one piece of the puzzle. But there's another signing I'm going to circle back to at the end of this video that I think has really flipped the script on this draft conversation. Stick with me, because it ties into why Coulson Loveland might not be the lock we thought he was. Let's talk about Loveland for a second, because he's a name that's been everywhere. Wait, this kid is a stud muffin. No one can argue that. He's a phenomenal pass-catching tight end. Probably better at snagging balls than he is at blocking, though he's no slouch there either. You look at him and you're like, day one starter, no question. He's got that kind of talent. Now, is he exactly like Brock Bowers? I'd say he's closer to Bowers than, say, a Travis Kelce type. But Tyler Warren, who's widely considered the top overall tight end in this draft, probably fits that Kelce mold more. Warren's a beast at blocking and catching. He's just a more complete package. Loveland, though, still incredible. You'd be thrilled to have him on the roster. But here's where it gets fun. We're sitting at pick 22, and the draft is unpredictable. Players slide, teams reach. It's a roller coaster. This year's draft is especially wild because of the top 20 or so guys are legit NFL ready, day one studs. After that, you've still got a ton of really good players stretching from the back half of round one all the way through round three. It's honestly going to come down to what each team needs and how they see the board. That's why I think we're in a great spot at 22. Someone's going to slip, and we're going to get a contributor right out of the gate. The question is, who's it going to be? Let's pull up the latest mock draft tracker. I think we're at version 9.0 now, which, yeah, feels a little ridiculous at this point, but it's fun to see how things evolve. Early on, like mock draft 1.0, 2.0, it was all Coulson Loveland or Omarion Hampton for us. Those were the names. But I checked the tracker this morning, and things have shifted, which is why I'm sitting here talking to you about it. Let's take a peek at what the experts are saying now. All right, here we go. Straight from the Chargers website mock draft tracker. Matt Miller's got us taking Omarion Hampton from North Carolina in the first round at 22. Love that. Then in the second round, Trey Harris, another weapon for Herbert, which I'm all about. Third round, Miles Frazier, a guard, which honestly, I'm not sold we'd go that route. Maybe a defensive lineman makes more sense there, but that's a conversation for another day. Point is, this haul would be awesome. Herbert needs more toys to play with, and those first two picks would deliver. But then you scroll through some other mocks, and it's a mixed bag. Edge rusher Donovan Izeruwaku. We do need another edge rusher, no question, so I wouldn't be shocked if we went in that direction. Then there's Emeka Egbuka. Did I get that one right? From Ohio State. Huge fan of his. I'll admit, I'm biased. Anyone from Ohio State, Georgia, those top programs, I'm like, go get him. Mike Green from Marshall's another edge rusher showing up. He had 17 sacks last year, insane PFF grades, but he's from a smaller school, so he'd have to slide to us. Could happen, though. Mock drafts are just educated guesses, right? Teams' needs shift everything. Then you've got Matthew Golden, wide receiver from Texas. I'm obsessed with this guy. Big, tall, dynamic. And yes, Coulson Loveland's still in the mix in some mocks alongside Tyler Warren, which blew my mind. Warren's ranked like 11th overall by most scouts. No way I thought he'd slip that far, but if he did, oh, I'd take him in a heartbeat. He's a better blocker and just a more polished tight end than Loveland, though I'd be thrilled with either. It's all eye of the beholder at this point. This draft is loaded with tight ends. Like, seriously loaded. You don't have to grab Coulson Loveland at 22. Would I love him? Sure. I'd also love a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, but sometimes you've got to work with what's realistic, right? Tyler Warren's the best tight end in this class, consensus ranking around 11 or 12, but I don't think he falls to us. Loveland's sitting at about 20.5 on average. Cool, he'd be great. But then you've got guys like Harold Fannin, second-round talent, immediate impact receiver. Aoyo, Mason Taylor, big dude, 255 pounds, both ready to contribute day one. Even further down, you've got Mitchell Evans, who I've seen play a couple times and really liked. Gunnar Helm's more of a pass catcher, but he's solid too. My point is the top 8 or so tight ends in this draft are legit, and some of them will slide. You don't have to burn a first-rounder on one. So why am I saying we might not need Loveland at 22? Here's the game changer I promised I'd circle back to, Tyler Conklin. Yep, that signing has flipped this whole conversation on its head. Conklin's a bruiser, proven it at the NFL level, even on a bad team. He's a reliable, tough tight end who's ready to roll right now. With him on the roster, tight end isn't this screaming, urgent need anymore. Sure, we could still grab someone in the later rounds, a project guy, maybe a pass-catching specialist to complement him, but Conklin's presence means we don't have to reach for Loveland at 22. That's why the mock drafts are shifting away from him for us. We've got flexibility now. Maybe we go wide receiver. Herbert could use another weapon, especially with Mike Williams only here for 1 year, Keenan Allen's future up in the air, and Quentin Johnston being inconsistent. Ladd McConkey's great, but more help wouldn't hurt. Or maybe a defensive tackle. Our D-line room isn't fully built out yet. Honestly, I think we're just going to take the best player available at 22, and we'll be fine either way. Look, I get it. We've been enamored with Coulson Loveland for a while. He's a Michigan guy, Harbaugh connection, all that jazz. It's easy to get tunnel vision, but drafts are unpredictable, and sometimes you've got to let the board come to you. We wanted a wide receiver at pick 5 a while back, ended up with Joe Alt, and that's worked out pretty darn well, hasn't it? Same vibe here. The narrative's changed, and that's okay. So what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section.